foreign companies here in Korea, but also international institutions like in the World Economic Forum, and then the IMD's competitiveness evaluation, Korea's labor market is ranked at the bottom of the table. And international organizations like OECD, IMF continue to advocate for labor reforms. This is because our labor productivity is decreasing while labor costs are rising very sharply. Another concern is the increasing politicization of labor unions. Many people concerned about policy changes that deviate from the reality of current business environment, including recent hikes in minimum wages. 2018 and 29, within 2 years, more than about 30% wage increase, minimum wage, which gives burden not only big corporations, but also mainly small and medium industries, and even mom and pop shops, convenience stores, and then small restaurants. And then enforcement of 52-hour work week, without the flexibilities. So what are your thoughts on current labor conditions in Korea?
Well, obviously the labor market in Korea is something that many people view as being tricky. But the way I look at it, I look at flexible labor market as being the most important to economic success. I'm talking about flexibility. And when you look at a rigid market, it makes it hesitant for companies to create new jobs. That's the reason why there's flexibility on the left-hand side, rigidity on the right-hand side. And that's the equal balance that we need to really work on. In the United States, we have a system called employee at will. Okay? What it basically means is that a company can really go out and hire new employees, but at the same time, if there's not a requirement, they could also reduce the workforce at any time. So that's why it's called employee at will. In the US, you can be 70, you can be 80 years old, and if you're good, you can continue to work for as long as you want. Unfortunately, here in Korea, there's a mandatory retirement age at 60 to 62, depending on what company. And even if you're really, really good, you're forced to leave. And I'm not so sure that's the best system in the world, even if it does create some new opportunities for some of the younger generation. But at the same time, if you're 35 years old, or even 25, you're not doing the right job or the right performance, you should not be able to stay in your job just because you have this notion of guaranteed employment. And that's why it creates some trickiness. At the same time, American companies value work-life balance, and we support the administration's goal to improve conditions for employees. And I know President Kwon talked about the 52-hour work weeks. That again, we hope there's some flexibility there, because take a look at even sectors like investment banking. If you are forced to just work within that rule without any flexibility, how does that make sense? So those are again some of the tricky points that I think are important. But the good news is we continue to have a lot of dialogue with the Korean government. President Moon had a meeting with the foreign company CEOs less than 6 months ago, and I think that's a very, very good start to talk about some of these things. And President Kwon, I understand the Korean government is willing to really listen to some of the flexibility that's required for the 52-hour work weeks. So I hope that that's a good step in the right direction.